Hey everyone, this is Zach with 8020 Automotive, here today with a video on fault code P0159, symptoms, causes, and diagnostics. Code P0159 indicates O2 sensor circuit slow response, and specifically for bank 2 sensor 2. Sensor 2 is always going to be the downstream O2 sensor, so this will be the O2 sensor behind or after the catalytic converter. And then when it comes to bank 2, oftentimes bank 1 should be the side of the engine that includes cylinder number 1, and so that will be your bank number 1, and in this case with bank 2, that would be the opposite side of the engine on something like a V6 or a V8. Now that could vary a little bit if you have something like an inline 6. So anyway, understanding that can help you locate the proper sensor. Now once you've located that, moving into some of the most common symptoms of fault code P0159. In almost all cases, it will simply trigger the check engine light and store that associated fault code within the ECU or PCM. Now you may occasionally run into other symptoms like poor performance or potentially low fuel economy. So there could be a couple other symptoms depending on the exact issue at hand, but in the vast majority of cases, again, it's just going to be that check engine light and fault code stored in the ECU that are really going to be the only notable symptoms of this fault code. Moving on next to the most common causes of fault code P0159. There usually aren't too many different issues that trigger this fault code. Number 1 is going to be a faulty oxygen sensor for that bank 2 sensor 2. Another common issue could be any kind of wiring issues going to that O2 sensor or potentially a blown fuse. And then lastly is going to be an exhaust leak. So again, pretty straightforward, and a lot of the times it is going to boil down to simply a faulty and defective bank 2 sensor 2 oxygen sensor. But moving into diagnostics for P0159, when talking about steps for diagnosing any engine problem, I always recommend for the first step, plugging your OBD2 scanner back into the vehicle, scanning all of the fault codes again, and just ensuring and verifying what fault codes are stored in the vehicle. Any additional codes that you may find could help point you in the right direction, so that's always a good first step, just to be aware of what other fault codes might be in there, because sometimes you may have a bigger, more preceding fault code that might point you in the right direction as opposed to a more generic fault code. Moving on to the second step, this is a good time to do a brief visual inspection, turn the vehicle on, listen for any issues. Again, locating that bank 2 sensor 2 is going to be the best option. From there, see if there's potentially a loose connection, any damaged wiring, or really any other visible cues that could point to an issue with that oxygen sensor. Alongside checking the basics, check the fuse, make sure you don't just have a simple blown fuse. And then lastly, turning the vehicle on and listening around that catalytic converter area. Any exhaust leak triggering this fault code would be around that catalytic converter and likely just in that general vicinity of that O2 sensor. This could be a louder sounding exhaust, potentially a pinging or ticking like sound coming from that area. And you may also notice some smells of raw exhaust gas. So if you get into that area and are noticing something there, that could point to an exhaust leak. So very basic things to check just to make sure you're not missing something that would be the culprit. Moving on to the third step, a lot of the times with a fault code like this, I would simply recommend replacing that O2 sensor. On most vehicles, the oxygen sensors are going to be about $30 to $50 each. Sometimes it can get into that $100, $150 price range. But again, for most vehicles, it's going to be about $30 to $50. And the O2 sensor is almost always the culprit of this, as long as you confirm and double check that you don't see any noticeable exhaust leaks or any other visible issues. Replacing that sensor for the price often makes sense. Now you could do further diagnostics just to confirm the O2 sensor is the actual problem. But again, a lot of the times it makes sense to just go ahead and get that replaced. And if you're able to DIY it, it's an inexpensive part, and even novice DIYers should be able to knock out this job on most engines in about 20 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, including setting everything up. But ultimately, relatively easy repair and pretty inexpensive. So a lot of the times I would recommend just going ahead and getting that sensor replaced. Anyway, guys, that wraps up our video for today. If you appreciated the content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more in the future. Thanks, everyone.